Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with you today for another Make It Monday. Today's video, I hope, is going to absolutely blow your mind. We are going to make a bag, this lovely, wonderfully sized gift bag out of a standard A2 card. Right? Crazy. Did I just blow your mind? I hope so. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is your standard A2 size card or 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, which folded in half equals an A2 size card, right? Okay, so we've got our card base. The next thing you're going to need is a strip of paper. I'm using Designer Series paper measured at 8 inches by 1 inch, scored in half, and there are other score marks, but we'll get to those in just a minute. So this is going to be the trim piece around the top of your bag, okay? Now, the next thing I want you to do, once you've got your card folded and ready, is I want you to cut 1/2 inch off of one edge. Alright, so we're just going to take 1/2 inch off of there, and now you're left with a card minus 1/2 inch here. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. You're not going to need it. Here we go. So I've got the shorter side to my left, and I'm going to use this little template here, and we're going to make some score marks, and I'm going to show you how this comes together, and we're actually going to utilize the score mark that's already here in the middle of this A2 card, okay? So you're going to need to get your scoreboard out, get my board, get my card, here we go. Ready? Okay, the first mark you're going to make is at 1/2 inch, and we're on the long side here. We're going down the short side 1/2 inch, and then 1 inch, and then we're going to jump over to the 3 3/4, which we've already got from our fold, and then we're going to do 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and then all the way over to 7.5. All right, so we've got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, the middle score line for the card, 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and then 7.5. Now you're probably wondering, yeah, but that was a 4 1/4 inch score mark, and you're right, but remember we took 1/2 inch off this side, so it bumped it over 1/2 inch. Okay, now you're going to turn it on the short side, and on this side you're going to score it at 5 inches. And on this side, you're going to score it at 1 inch. So we're going to score at 1 inch and at 5 inches. Okay. Now you are going to take your strip of Designer Series paper, and you know we had already folded it in half, and we've done that score mark. So now you're going to score in the exact same spots. You're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and you're going to have to make that 3 3/4 inch score mark because it's not already there. And then 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 7.5. So you're doing the exact same score marks that you did, plus that 3 3/4 mark to match the bag. Okay, now I've already got those scored, so I'm going to go ahead and get the board out of the way. Okay, so we have our paper here. I'm going to keep the trim piece out of the way, and I'm going to bring the template back in so I can show you. We're going to go ahead and burnish all of our score lines, and then we're going to make some cuts, okay? So let's go ahead and start burnishing all of these score marks. I was super excited to work on this project because it actually started out from the November Paper Pumpkin kit. If you guys are not subscribers to Paper Pumpkin, you need to be. You are missing out on a great time. And the Paper Pumpkin kits are absolutely fabulous. And they come with everything that you need to create the projects. So I'm going to show you, the November's kit was this one. And it had this beautiful plaid design, this nice rustic country farmhouse theme that is so popular right now. And I am absolutely in love with it. The projects that came with the kit are these right here, and you can see they are absolutely gorgeous. We've got the nice beautiful plaid design. They each have gold foil stripes in them. They've got the gold sequins, which is gorgeous. This beautiful cherry cobbler braided linen thread is gorgeous. I love it. And I absolutely love the little pine boughs. They are so adorable. And so every month, the kit comes directly to your door, and it includes everything you need. And this month's kit was in this gorgeous box, which I absolutely love. And it shows off that nice plaid that I'm so excited about. And it comes with a little ink spot. This month was cherry cobbler. It comes with a stamp set, which was absolutely gorgeous. It had the linen ribbon, adhesive spots, dimensionals, adhesive sequins. It had the little pine boughs pre-cut, and it had all of the pieces that you needed to make the projects. Now, I have a group that meets up every month, and they bring their Paper Pumpkin projects, bring their kits rather, I'm sorry, to our meetup. And I always like to show them some alternative projects. These are things that I have done with the parts of the kit, and sometimes a little extra something here and there. And I like to make these things to show them how versatile the Paper Pumpkin kit is, and that you can make so many different projects besides just the standard projects that the kit suggests. So one of the projects that I made was this absolutely gorgeous bag, which is how I came across the idea and how I came up with it, and how I'm here to show it to you today. So while I'm at it, I will just go ahead and really quickly show you some of the other projects. This was an adorable little treat bag that I got. I cannot remember whose video it was that I saw that showed me how to make this bag. I want to say it was Paper Pixie because I love her 3D projects, but I'm not sure that this one was. I think it was actually someone else this time. But this one is super cute. And then I made this card. I love the buffalo plaid stamp that we have. It went so well with these projects. It was so much fun. So there's that one. This one reminds me of a gingerbread man. I thought it was super adorable. I love the sequins, and this popped up area, and this is part of the Farmhouse Christmas stamp set, which is so cool. I love it. This one has some nice dimension to it. I took the vellum circle that came in the kit, and I ran it through the Big Shot with the layered circles to get the scallop circle on it, which made a totally different look to the card. So I loved that. This one came from one of the envelopes. I am notorious for taking an envelope apart, completely dismantling it if it has a patterned background inside of it. And this kit did have, so as you can see right here in the picture, there's the red plaid in the background. So this is actually the inside of the flap, and I've cut it off and cut the adhesive strip off and then glued it on here. And I use Stampin' Blends to color the sequins green because the green just seemed to fit better than the gold did, in my opinion. And so I wanted to make it look just a little bit different, and so I've colored them green. This one, I stamped the pine boughs as a background, and then just popped this up with dimensionals, cut a strip of the paper, and then put a few pine boughs on, and so you can see it made a totally different card. And I know I'm going through these fast because this really isn't the reason for the video, so I just wanted to show these things off. This one is one of the background sheets, one of the cards, and then I used, goodness, what is that? Stitched All Around. Yes, the Stitched All Around set to cut the frame, and then stitched circles, and then embossed the Merry Christmas, which was so cute. And then the Happy Holidays. I love the simplicity of this one. I absolutely love the thin twine behind the pine boughs. It really gives it a nice rustic look. It is one of my favorite. I just love it. And then, last but not least, I had to make a card to match my bag. I love making gift sets, and this was probably one of my favorite. I love this truck so much. It is probably the cutest Christmas trend I have seen in I don't know how long. I love the little red truck. Okay, so if I can show it anywhere, I am gonna stick that bad boy in there because I just love it. It's so cute. All right, so there's that, and let's get back to our project. Okay, so we are going to construct the bag, and we have the card cut, scored, burnished. And so what we're going to want to do is the shorter side is still to our left, okay? So this is the side that we cut the 1/2 inch off of. All right, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to get our scissors, and we're going to cut this little square off on this end, okay? So we're just going to give it a snip and a snip. There we go. And then, and we're going to leave that side square. I kind of cut it a little wonky, so I'll just straighten that up a little. There we go. Okay, we're going to leave that side square, but this side we're going to go ahead and miter. And so we're just going to cut at an angle to that first notch, and then we're going to cut this whole long strip off, just like that. Okay, so we've cut the little square off, and we've cut this tab off and mitered that edge at the same time. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our flaps, because these are our side flaps and these long ones are our front and back flaps. So we're going to cut on this one, leave the middle line, cut on the next one. Okay, so you have a square flap and a rectangular flap, and then another rectangular flap, and then we're going to cut on the line next to the rectangle to create another square flap. Okay, so we have 2 square flaps and 2 rectangular flaps. All right, so that's what we need. Okay, now that we've got that, you're going to take this 1/2 inch strip and you're going to burnish it back towards you. Okay, so that little 1/2 inch strip on the top is going to stick out. And so when we put the bag together, oh, let me burnish that side in. You're going to burnish these long center strips. Goodness, I can't even talk tonight. The 3 lines there, you want the one to go in the middle to make an M, okay? And then on this side, when you glue the flap to that side, you'll also burnish it in, and it will make an M shape. Okay, so you see there's the M and there's the M, or the W and the W, whichever way you're looking at it, huh? Okay, and then you can see here is our bag. So we'll go ahead and tuck the sides in first, and then the back flap, and then the front flap, and there's our bag. Easy peasy, right? Okay, let's go ahead and adhere this down. So what I want to do is I want to put some tear and tape right here on the flap. So I already know I want to do that. And I'm going to put it as close to the fold as I can get it. There we go. All right. And then before I wrap this all around, I want to go ahead and adhere the designer series paper to this piece. And the first thing that I want to do is cut this little 1/2 inch square off the side, just like I did the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and snip that off. And now all of the score and folds are going to line up with the score and folds on the bag. And so when I attach it, it's going to lay just like that, okay? And obviously I've cut my paper a little bit short because you can see how it's sticking out here. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and I'm going to trim a little bit of this off. But you shouldn't have to if you've cut it, if you've measured it right. You shouldn't have to. I've messed up. Don't listen to me. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, let me go ahead and trim just a tiny little hair of this off. I'm using this trimmer today because I have been cutting all sorts of pieces of paper and I don't have any replacement blades left on my trimmer, so I don't want to run out. So, okay, here we go. Now then, rewind and reset, and this should line up. Yes, it does. There we go. Now, you might be asking, why are we doing this flap? And the reason is because we're reinforcing the top of the bag, and if you've ever received a gift bag that has this beautiful trim on the top, it's thicker and it sticks out from the bag. It's not flat with the bag. It's an actual other piece. And what's so cute about this bag, let me take the paper out, is that it even looks like a legit gift bag on the inside. So you see it's got the layer on the inside as well as the outside. And so this just helps reinforce the thickness of the top of the bag. Okay, so now what you want to do is put your tear and tape on both sides of the designer series paper, and you're going to put it as close to the edge as you can get. And it doesn't have to be exact, but you get the idea. Okay, there's that one. And if I seem like I'm a little off kilter and out of sorts, it's because I have been running non-stop today. We went into Sevierville and went looking for supplies for Christmas, and you know, it's crazy hectic. Everybody is shopping, and you know, just it's crazy. It's madness, and I don't typically do big crowds very well. And so I get a little overwhelmed, and I'm really not a shopping kind of girl unless it's paper supplies. And so I'm a little wore out, but I really wanted to show you guys how I do this, and so I'll try to get through this here in one piece without confusing you too much. Okay, so now that we've got the double-sided tape on both sides of this, we're going to carefully line this up with the edges of the bag. Of the bag. Okay. And then fold it over the other side. All right. So there we go. And you will notice when you do this that it really reinforces the top of the bag. You will understand completely what I was talking about when I said that, okay? So now we're going to go ahead, and you're going to have to pinch it again now that it's got the double layer of paper on there, because it is really, really thick and has a really, really good sturdy feel to it. You're really gonna notice it, and I absolutely love it. And maybe you won't want it so thick, maybe maybe you just want to cut a little strip and lay it on there, but try it this way and see how you feel about it before you do that, because it really just, it makes it feel like a nice, good quality bag. So, okay, let's go ahead and take the cover off of this tear and tape. I'm taking a cover off. I'm actually taking the backing off. You can feel free to laugh at me. I really have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Okay. All right, and then we're just going to line these edges up. Just like that. All right, there we go. And then there is the back of our bag. Okay, now you want to put, oh, I should have done that first. Sorry, girls and guys. You want to put a strip of tear and tape on the front flap at the edge. So let's go ahead and do that now. You can do it now, but it would have been just as easy to have figured that out and do it before I folded the box together, or the bag together. You guys, please forgive me for today. I feel like I am so off kilter and distracted or something. I'm tired, that's what it is. I'm tired and I'm ready for bed. I'm like a 2-year-old on meltdown mode. I'm done for the day. Okay, so there we go. And so all I have done was folded the side flaps first, then the back flap, and then the front flap. So that way my back is to the back and my front is nice and clean. Now from here, oh, excuse me. Excuse me, oh my goodness. All right. Now from here, we're going to take our crocodile, which I love, and we're going to use the bigger hole, the 3/16 hole. And the wonderful thing about the crocodile is, as thick as this top is now, I'm still going to be able to cut through both sides at the same time, which I really want to do because I want to make sure that my holes are lined up properly. So I'm just going to stick the crocodile in as close to the edge here as I can get, and then punch through, and I've made one hole. Go on. There we go. And then try to be left-handed and do it on this side. And that looks good enough. Not too shabby. Okay. All right, now that we've got the holes in and we've got our bag put together relatively, now I've taken 2 9-inch pieces of ribbon, and on one end I'm just going to make a nice semi-loose knot, and I'm going to run it from the inside of one hole into the other hole like this, and then I'm going to tie a knot in the other end. Just like that. Okay, so there is the handle for my bag. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. So I'm just going to tie a knot. And I'm wanting the knot to be close to the tail, you know, I don't want it to be too long there. And I'm going to start it on the inside. Bring it out. Stick it back through. Come on, ribbon. There we go. Stick it back through and then tie a knot in the other end. This is really, really simple, guys. And it is so cute, and I love the way that it really gives the detail to the bag. It makes it look authentic. And I'm getting frayed edges, so excuse me. Okay. And then I'm just gonna pull the bag, pull the handles for the bag out, and then there is our bag. From here, folks, you can decorate this bag however you want to. You could put a nice little label. You could put the little farmhouse Christmas truck on there. That's what I've done here. And then I put, excuse me, I put some of the green twine from the farmhouse Christmas. I had these little bells on hand, and so I just tied them on. And then I've got the little green boughs from the paper pumpkin kit. I used the paper pumpkin card base and a 1-inch strip of the front layer, so you can see it's this one right here. And then just a couple of the pine boughs, some little thin twine, and then the farmhouse Christmas truck. And then the tissue, I just cut a square of the tissue that came in the paper pumpkin box. I mean, that's it. And then I just tucked it down inside, and there's my little gift bag. So you can see it's absolutely adorable. I can't wait to decorate this one up. So you guys will have to check out my Facebook page or Instagram and see how I decorate this one up. I'm going to go ahead and do that tomorrow because it's kind of late here. I actually got this video done really late, so I'm super sorry for that. Like I said, I hope that you guys can forgive me, but we were getting ready for Christmas. So anyway, check out my Instagram or Facebook page, Stampin' Chick Stampin' Up. And on Instagram, it's Stampin' Chick Stampin' Up with underscore between each word. And you guys will be able to see a picture of the completed bag then and there. And until next time, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, even though I kind of muddled through it. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this whole card to bag thing, and if you guys are going to try it out too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.